Good morning, Highland Oaks. This is Becky, and I have a word of encouragement for you today. I also have a challenge. I want to tell you a story. This is a true story, and it happened in 1944. The United States was heavily involved in World War II, and a movie opened in theaters everywhere starring Bing Crosby and Betty Hutton. The movie was called Here Come the Waves, and at this time in our nation's history, 90 million people went to the movies every week. The movies were no longer mere entertainment, but also a big morale booster and a source of public education. But on this particular Saturday, one tall, skinny 15-year-old boy sat glued to his seat, his eyes big as saucers, lost in the scene before him. It was a hot Saturday afternoon in the summer, and this boy is treating himself to a movie, having worked all week at Borden's loading ice cream trucks. This Saturday should have been like any other, a 2-hour escape into another world. But on this particular day, in this particular movie, a song was introduced that would impact not only this boy's life, but the lives of generations to come. And it goes like this. You gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In-Between. You gotta spread some joy up to the maximum, bring those blues down to the minimum. Have that faith or pandemonium's liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looks so dark? Well, this boy left the movie that day humming that tune. And over time, he grew up, he got married, and he became my dad. I lost my dad 6 years ago. But over the years, he has hummed or sang or whistled that tune more times than I can count. I remember as a little child, all three of us piling into the car so Daddy could take us to school, and as the bickering and the whining and the generally bad mood bubbled to the surface, he didn't scold, he didn't lecture, he didn't even demand that we be silent. He drove, and he looked straight ahead, and then he burst into song. You gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, don't mess with Mr. In-Between. And as he sang, his voice got sillier, and he would turn around and make goofy faces until we all burst out laughing and joined in the singing, our woes quickly forgotten. And it was not just the drive to school. He was liable to burst into this song anywhere, anytime, in front of anyone. About 35 years after he saw that movie, I started singing that song to my children. You can imagine the lump in my throat the day I walked in on my daughter, who was rocking her newborn son, softly singing the song that his great-grandfather had learned 65 years before. Now, I'm not saying that movies or TV shows or popular songs are generally profound. Certainly, my dad, who loved to sing, could be heard on any given day whistling or singing or humming a song of praise or worship. But what made this song stand out in our family is that it came from an unlikely source, Hollywood, and yet it was rich with biblical principles and sound advice, not to mention a catchy tune. Having said that, except for the catchy tune part, I think the Apostle Paul said it best in the letter that he wrote to the Philippians from a dark and lonely prison cell. Philippians 4. Rejoice in the Lord always. I'll say it again. Rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Whatever you have learned or received or heard from me or seen in me, put it into practice, and the God of peace will be with you. Can't you just imagine Paul singing that song from prison? Now, here's my challenge to you. Think about a song. It could be a song of praise and worship. It could be just one of your favorite, most meaningful songs, or a song that was meaningful to you at a particular time in your life. And I want you to start humming and singing or whistling it today. And I want you to tell me what it is. I really want to know what is giving you joy. Blessings to you, my family.